Is there a right or a wrong way to rack the kettlebell and keep it in the so-called rest or rack position? Let's find out. Gregory from Lebe here. We get this question a lot. Is it okay or is it even safe to rack the kettlebell, keep it in the so-called rest position and lean back or scoop, as Pavel Tsatsouline called it? We want to look at it from a detailed view. Now, the first thing that we want to notice is we train in the so-called Girevoy kettlebell sport style. This is the most efficient way to train with kettlebells. It originated in Russia, where kettlebells come from, and we believe it's the best way to train with kettlebells. The Girevoy kettlebell sport style knows the so-called rack rest position. To an untrained eye, this may look dangerous or it may look unsafe because you see my back is kind of bent. I'm relaxing my traps, I'm relaxing my back, I'm relaxing my arm. So this may look strange or dangerous to somebody who doesn't know about this type of style. And we get this question so many times, so that's the reason why we make this video. Now, normally you see people racking the kettlebell like this, and they say this is the safest way to rack the kettlebell. Now, I beg to differ because I have a lot of pressure on my lower back because my elbow has no contact with my hip. The kettlebell pulls down, and as you can see, it pulls down right in front of my feet. So it pulls down outside of the center of mass. So I have to use muscular support, I have to use shoulders, and I have to use my lower back or my abdominals to stabilize the kettlebell. Now, this may make sense if you come from the so-called Hardstyle. Now, with this way, you won't be able to rack the kettlebell very long because the rack rest position is there to aid in recovery. You can rest in the rack rest position. This position right here connects your elbow to your hip, to the so-called iliac crest of your pelvis. This connection is very important because this transfers the energy from your legs to your arm. So if you go into a overhead top fixation, if you press the kettlebell and you use power from your legs, a push press or a jerk, then you need a connection, and this serves as a connection. And this is how you catapult and bring the kettlebell in the overhead top fixation with the power from your legs. If you stand like this, you don't have no connection to transfer energy. A lot of people mention the video from Pavel Tsatsouline where he says scooping is not the way to go because it's easy and we don't do easy around here.
Cheating is out of the question. There are different ways you can cheat in the double clean. Kenneth, how do you scoop? Where do you scoop?
Well, scooping would look something like this.
And it's easy, isn't it?
Very easy.
Comrade, it's easy, but we don't do easy around here, so don't scoop, don't even think about it.
Now, I beg to differ here as well and challenge that viewpoint a little bit because work with a 32 kilo, do some jerks, do a clean and jerk, do a press, do a long cycle with 220s, 224s, 228s, 232s, and it will burn you. If you think this is easy, go ahead and try it. Although I wouldn't recommend it if you're not used to this kind of style because it takes a lot of skill to master it. So I wouldn't say it's easy, it's just different. It is more efficient. It is not easier, it is just more efficient. Now, when it comes to safety, I want to point you to this Russian article that I found, and this image is very interesting. We'd like to look at figure 2 first. This is the rational preparatory position. If you look at the way, this is how I'm racking the kettlebell right now. This is the rational preparatory position. And you keep the kettlebell in the rack rest position like this. The kettlebell rests, the gravitational force rests on the hip joint, bypassing the back, the lower back. So there's no danger, no safety issues. And the reason why I'm bending is because I want to reach my iliac crest of the hip, so I have to let loose and have to really disengage my arm to connect with the hip. This is the safe way to rack or rest the kettlebell. Now, if we look at figure 1, it is the so-called irrational preparatory position. And in the article, it says, inability to relax the deltoid and trapezius muscles does not allow them to fix their elbows on the iliac crest. So if you're not loose here, you're not able to reach your iliac crest. And that's why beginner weightlifters are observed to excessively bend their backs and knees. And this leads to excessive tension in the back and knee joints, which causes injuries. And this would look something like this. As you can see now, the kettlebell is pulling down behind my knees, and therefore my lower back has to absorb that gravitational force that is existing here, and this is not the way to do it. My back is bending, the kettlebell is too high, I'm not able to straighten my legs, and I'm able to reach my iliac crest, and this can cause problems with the lower back. But however, this position, this is something that needs patience, skill, and practice. And this is how you rest the kettlebell on the iliac crest without feeling anything in your lower back. And it's very important that you have to use your legs, you have to contract your glutes and hamstrings to really be able to carry the kettlebell. And if you're able to contract glutes and hamstrings, this will then transfer the energy once you go into a dip, bump, and overhead top fixation. So as you can see, this is the best way to rack the kettlebell. So to see it in action, as you can see, bringing the kettlebell in the back swing, hip extension, acceleration, pull, hand insertion, and then resting the kettlebell in the rest position. This is how you do it, and this is how you safely do it. And in this position, I'm really able to completely relax. I always imagine how I'm actually dislocating my shoulder so that I'm not using force or not using any muscles involved in the arm to rest the kettlebell. So there you have it. I hope this video was helpful. If you like it, like the video, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments if it was helpful, because comments boost the video. If you want to see more of this kettlebell stuff and want to upgrade your game, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.